Well, with that, first 2 games in the books, it's a best of 5 from this point on. We're heading home for game number 3. Let's see how this one goes and if we can bounce back from that triple overtime loss. First period, 1-1. Patrick Kane on the power play. Matt Molson able to tie it up. Second period, there we go, that's better. Goals for Dave Boland and McFadden, including a power play tally for Boland. We have a 1-goal lead heading into the third period. Make that our 4th goal on 18 shots and a hat trick, baby, for Davey Boland. I just smashed my filter right off my microphone. That's never good. Where'd it go? I don't know where it went. Help! Found it. We're fine. Hey, we won! 4-2. Beautiful. Let me just pop that back on there. Help reduce the and such. We are up 2-1 in the Eastern Conference Finals. We are 2 wins away. 2 wins away from making it to the Stanley Cup Final, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. All right. Game 4, though. This is big. Will we blow a lead in the series for the second time, or will we push the Islanders to the brink? First period. Started off strong with Gabriel Bourque. Tavares ties it. Wilson gives us the lead. Bailey ties it, and then Mr. Michael Grabner gives the Islanders the lead. Second period. Oh, God. Brad boys. Down by 2, heading into the third. It's not looking all that promising. We need a goal here pretty quickly. Power play. It's not looking good. Patrick Kane does get one back. Too little too late. Yes, it is. Franz Nielsen's empty net goal seals the deal. It went from a best of 7 to a best of 5, and now it's a best of 3. With the winner going to the Stanley Cup Final to take on the Nashville Predators, who have eliminated the St. Louis Blues. We go to this crucial Game 5. First period, 1-1. Gabriel Bourque and Andy Agazino. I can't say I'm all that confident. Second period, never mind, I feel great. Phil Kessel and Matt Bolesky. Also, DiPietro's not in the game. We are up 3-1. Heading into the third. Can we seal the deal? Can we get the win? The Florida Panthers are 1 win away from going to the Stanley Cup Final. 30 saves for Jake Markstrom. 2-point night for Matt Bolesky. 1 win away, and we have a chance to end this series on home ice. It is Game 6. Can we do it? First period, 2-1 Islanders. Brad Boys and Michael Grabner. Patrick Kane gets one back on the power play. Second period, still 2-1. We go to the third. I would really like to avoid Game 7. I would really like to avoid Game 7. Game 7 it is. We have had the lead in this series 3 separate times, but have not been able to secure a back-to-back win. And because of that, it's Game 7. I haven't changed the lines all playoffs, but this might be the time. We need to get whoever's been playing the best into the best situation to try and help us win this series. The Cole Kulikov pairing has been great. Honestly, it doesn't look like it can change much defensively, to be honest. Is there really anything to change? Outside of putting Klessel on a higher line, I don't really think there is. I do have an idea. I like Bolin being able to win the puck back for Kane and Kessel. Man, maybe a playmaker on that top line, though. This might not be that bad. Howden, Klesla, Bork, Bolesky, Boland, Wilson. We can run Kane at center because he's a natural center. I'm going to try it. We haven't made changes all playoffs, but we've been pushed to the brink. Game 7. Are we going to the final? First period, 2-1 Panthers, Klesla and Severson. And a goal for Josh Bailey. Second period, still 2-1. 20 minutes. 20 minutes. 5 minutes down. 10 minutes down. 5 to go. The Florida frickin' Panthers, bucket hats and all, are going to the Stanley Cup final. A gigantic scare from the New York Islanders, but we survived. Florida and Nashville in the Stanley Cup final, and for the first time all postseason, we will have home ice advantage in a series. Perhaps just 4 wins away from moving on to NHL 14. What a team we have too, man. What a team. Star power at the top, but really it's the defense and the goaltending. We will get a look at our numbers in a minute, but first and foremost, the Nashville Predators have quite the team. A generated dude named Bertagia with Brendan Gaunce and Andre Kostitsyn. Maybe not a generated guy. Cody seems to know him. The Nashville Predators' second line with Sergei Kostitsyn, Craig Smith, and Patrick Hornqvist. Blake Wheeler, David Legwand, Martin Erat, Steve Ott, Colin Wilson, and Nick Spaulding. That is quite the team. Defensively, John Blum with Shea Weber, Roman Josi and Matthias Ekholm, and Tom Volchenkov and Ryan Ellis. That's a really good defense. That's a really good defense. Their goaltender, you already know who it's going to be. Pekka Rinne. I do not know if we are good enough to beat this team. I'm just going to say that right now. That is a scary team to play. A very scary team to play. Looking at our players here, we've still been led by Klesla, Boland, and Kulikov. It's kind of crazy that Kessel and Kane aren't the leading scorers on this team. It makes me wonder if they'd be better set up apart. But in goal for us, a 172 for Markstrom with a 945 save percentage and 3 shutouts. But obviously, Pekka Rinne, 964 with a 106. It's going to be a goalie duel. No other way to put it. What goaltender will break down first? I want to take a look at our lines again. I feel like there's a better way. The Kane-Kessel combination simply hasn't worked. While this game does not have the same type of deal as other games with player types, we could run a playmaker on each line just to hope for the best. And then consider power forwards, two-ways, and grinders kind of similar. So if we give Kane, Kessel, and Klesla their own individual lines, honestly, Howden, Lowry, Goodrow should work pretty well. Only 60 faceoffs for Quentin Howden. Lowry's also at a 60, so Goodrow would have to be the center on that line. This could work. Klesla, Wilson, Huberdeau. Klesla's got a 67 for faceoffs. Wilson's got a 75. Huberdeau's got a 60. Kessel, Bolesky, Reinhart. Not a line combination I thought I'd be running. But we need all the voodoo and magic on our side that we can possibly get. And then Kane, Bolin, and Bork. We gotta try. We gotta try. Stanley Cup Final. Game 1 against Nashville. How's this gonna play out? First period, 1-1. Klesla and John Bloom. The Bloom. Second period, 2-2. Oh, God, here we go. Said it was going to be a goaltending duel, and it's going to be an offensive shootout instead. Nick Spaulding and Matt Bolesky. We go to the third. Dave Boland. We get the insurance, Phil Kessel. We have found our offensive touch. A dominant third period and a 6-2 victory for the Panthers in game number 1. We are 3 away from the Stanley Cup. Kane, Bolin, and Reinhart. Tremendous performances. 1 down, 3 to go. Game number 2. First period, goalless. Okay. Shots are pretty close. Second period. Well, we found the goalie duel. It was just a game later than we thought it was going to be. Third period, still looking for that opening goal. They are out shooting us quite heavily at this stage. Power play for the Cats. Doing 3, 2, 1. We are going to overtime. In game number 2, let's just let it happen. Let's let it happen. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Trading power play chances. Fuck. And the Preds take game 2. 1-0 in overtime. Damn. 34 save shutout for Kusala. They didn't even have Rene in there. These teams are not afraid to switch to their backup after a loss, and it continues to work for them. It's now a best of 5. Game number 3 in Nashville. 6 goals to scoring 0. That's heartbreaking. And freaking 3.5 periods, too. First period, goalless. We haven't scored in a long time. Second period. All right. Well, we're going to be trailing 2-1 in this series, barring an absolute miracle. We finally score on Kusala. I don't think we're getting 2 more, though. It's the hope that kills you. Huberdeau got us to within 1. But it wasn't enough. Preds win 3-2 and have a 2-1 series lead. They switched goaltenders, and it is absolutely getting the best of us right now. We're going to have to switch up lines here. Again, to be honest. Not good. We're not getting enough out of Kane and Kessel. That's just a fact. That is just a fact. Klesla's going to the top line. We'll put Kessel down on the third. We need the hat back. Well, it's worth a shot, isn't it? Game number 4. Game number 4. We're down 2-1. Math. First period. Kostitsyn, Spaulding, and Bertagia, whatever the fuck he prefers here. There's no way we got to the Stanley Cup final just to blow it, man. Oh, my God. Second period. We're back in it. Wilson and Campbell. Third period. Rene's in as well. It's the hope that kills you. They have time. The Preds are 1 win away from winning the Stanley Cup. Shit. Best lines. That's the answer at this point. Just go best lines. Go with what it says. Hope for the best. Game number 5. We need to win 3 in a row. They've done it. Now we have to do it as well to win this cup. First period, 1-1. Roman Josi and Dave Boland. Second period. Nick Spaulding. We have 20 minutes left in our season. Unless we find a way to come back. The Nashville Predators win the Stanley Cup in 2016, beating the Panthers 4-1. We took game 1 and lost the next 4. That sucks. Oh, that sucks. I mean, Kane and Kessel simply just didn't do enough. They just did not do enough. I mean, the sim scoring is always, or the scoring in general in this game is always lower. Turns out 17 points was what the leading scorer had. Still not enough. So close, yet so far. But the journey continues, huh? I don't know what to say after that. That sucks. I really thought we had it once we made it to the final. In fairness, it's my fault because I had thought to myself, oh, I don't think we've lost in the Cup final yet. You know, with either Edmonton or Columbus. And, well, here we are. Damn. Well, with that, we move on with yet another season. Now only negative 59 reputation. So our reputation is improving, if you can believe it. We have an absurd amount of draft picks this year, particularly in the first round. I believe the final count was 6. We do have awards to look at here as well. Tried to move on as quickly as I could, but that's not the right thing to do. So we will go look at the awards. Damn, man. That's such a tough loss. Nashville gets it done. Art Ross Trophy to Alexander Ovechkin. The Hart Trophy to Ovi as well. The Norris to Andrew McDonald. Bing to Jordan Eberle. The Calder goes to Curtis Lazar. Conn Smythe to Pekka Rinne. Vezina went to Markstrom. Masterton to Boychuk. Datsuk wins another Selke. Ted Lindsay Award to Markstrom. Rocket Richard to Eric Stahl. So it was a great year. A great year for Jacob Markstrom, but he couldn't quite carry us as far as we were hoping. Damn. Such a bummer. Such a bummer, such a bummer. We were so close. Again, I'm not typically too worried about retirements. I wanted to check our team. Nobody retired. Turco might have. Yeah, but that's fine. Not too worried about the prospects game. But with that, I'm going to open up the block entirely and just see what offers we get during this draft. Why not? We are completely open for business. Are we going to win the lottery? No, but we have picks 3, 12, 13, 18, 24, and 29. Made it all the way to the Cup final, and we have a top 3 pick. As some teams are wheeling and dealing today. Radek Faksa is now a Bruin. Okay. Boston is calling. Kulikov for a first next year and a 3rd round pick this year. He's too good to get rid of. We can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. So with that, we have the 3rd overall pick. Top guy in this draft is apparently a dude named Henry Clark. 6'5" defenseman from the Brandon Wheat Kings. The argument is take this winger because it might be what we need more. We don't know too much about this dude. It is true that we do need forwards more than defensemen, but if we do get another good defenseman, trade a defenseman for a forward. Is that Lewis Alcock or Henry Clark? I'm going to go for Henry Clark. I'm still of the mindset, get the best available. He appears to be the best available. Oh boy, Architect, what are you sharing here? Always scared. It's a great game. It's a great game. Let's see. Next up for us here. Okay, 3.5 stars is the best that we can get. We do have 2 wingers here. Gary Stewart and Abraham Helm. There's also the German Jürgen Kruger. And defenseman Adam Woods. They're all 19 years old. Goalies. I don't need a goalie, though. I got Markstrom. I mean, I should look, but I really don't need a goalie. Smallenberg. Yeah. I mean, he's 5'11", so he's living up to his namesake. We might look at Junior Galvin by the time we get there. Helm's a freaking 6'5" playmaker. Kevin Hayes. It's a 2-way. Kruger's also a big-ass playmaker. Let me look at Helm. I mean, his shooting's not going to be amazing. I don't really like the look of those grades. What about Stewart? How much do we know about him? Not a ton. And then what do we know about Kruger? Let's go for the German. Jürgen Kruger. We actually have back-to-back picks. We'll take Helm as well. We'll get size and skill with 2 players there. Next up, we'll take another defenseman in Woods, just based off of what we know about him. Our 5th pick of the first round. It's either the Swedish center Magnus Eriksson, the American playmaker who actually played in the queue for the PEI Rocket, Dylan McMillan. It's one of the 2. We'll start off with Magnus Eriksson, and we'll get McMillan as well. 6 first-round picks. Didn't necessarily plan on making all of them, but hey, we'll see how it goes. Round 2, we have the 3rd and the 12th pick of the round. Will we get a trade offer? We will again from Boston. I have to take that. I like Matt Bolesky, but man, $4 million. $4 million is a bit of a killer. He only had 38 points last year, which isn't bad, but I feel like I can spend that money a bit better. I do like the defense and the physicality that he brings. He is a very well-rounded player. Like an 83 overall is pretty damn good in this game. But I need cap space in case there is high-end skill. We will take a first rounder next year and a fourth rounder this year from Boston to send Bolesky to the Bruins. I feel like that's worth it. Feels like we can sign players like him for less. We get another Swede, Christian Raquel. And he might be the last half-decent player in this draft. Jesus. Oh, we're going to take the Swede, Raquel. And from there, let's look at everybody's second to third round. It's one of the two, either Gabriel Reimer or Kimo Virtanen. I'm aware about goalies. We have Jacob Markstrom. I don't need a goalie. This guy apparently has good skating. Let's take Kimo Virtanen. Third round. I was planning on taking a goalie in the third round, but I don't think he'll be there by the time we get there. Not too worried about it. Damon Severson for Sven Svartvedt. It's a 61 overall at 19 years old. That's a no. That is a no. So I highly doubt that goalie's still available. He is not. Oh boy. Well, 2-star goalies are the best that's left. The quality of this draft just died. It absolutely died from what we know of it. Let's take Canadian power forward Calvin Schrader, whatever you prefer. We'll hope our scouts wrong about these guys. We do have a lot of picks in the fourth round. So, Detroit Blues, it's all good. Reinhart and Kulikov. Nick Kronwall. I can't do it. Reinhardt's too good. Kronwall would be a really good upgrade on the defense for somebody, but he's too damn good. We'll take Shane Aston. I mean, we'll just hope we land somebody good here, and if not, we trade him away. It's pretty simple. Do we have any 18-year-old players with high league interest? Let's take Kim Ackerman. He doesn't have high league interest, but we'll just take the youngest dudes available. And that way they have more time to develop. Let's take Mikko Levo. Ah, yes, the great Finnish surname of Levo. Glenn Holtz. There's a North Korean, Brandon Hartwick. And somebody out of China. Next 18-year-old player, Wes Robinson out of Denmark. And after that, again, I'm primarily looking at age. Matthias Erzberg, why not? At least a couple of these guys have to be good, right? Like, we have so many damn picks. Just by, sheer happenstance, somebody has to be good. Next pick in the fifth round. We've been really good at flipping players, too, once we draft them, and it turns out they're not good. We'll go for Kirk Terry. Next up, player that'll have time to develop, Marcel Boileau. Everyone's favorite French name. An American tough guy, Gordon Stanford. With a name like Gordon, you better be tough. Player had low league interest, so it'd be hard for him to sign. It's more so that people don't view him as someone worth drafting. It's kind of how the system works. So, but I'd never put too much stock into it, to be honest. 18-year-old tough guy, Matthew Wah. I mean, in fairness, we were missing a tough guy. Maybe that's what we needed in the playoffs. Jesus Yudes. Another tough guy. We're getting some grit in this draft, baby. That's what we were missing in the playoffs. Some extra grit. Kulikov and Blandese. Yeah, I'm not trading Dmitry Kulikov. We got 2 picks left in this draft. All of these dudes are projected to be undrafted. God help me. Well, we have any goalies? 18-year-old, 6'3". 18-year-old, 6'1". 18-year-old, 6'3". Who's the biggest goalie? It was a 6'5", dude. That was about it. Let's go for Sean Bordson. And we'll go for another goalie. We'll just take the dude that's 6'5", Terry Pietrangelo, and hope for the best. Hell of a lot of draft picks. We didn't really get too many offers for picks in that draft, so maybe teams were smart knowing that it wasn't going to be that good of a draft, so they were trying to avoid them. It would be Boileau. Good to know. Haha, you see. All right. He's a 39? I didn't even know the fucking overall system went that low. He's a 39? All right. Let's look at the goalies. We start off, oh God, Jacob Markstrom's an RFA. Storm Phaneuf is going to be sick. Like, between Storm, Phaneuf, and Comrie, we're looking good. Kulikov, actually, this is a guy from last year. He's a 4-star. Pietrangelo and Bordson are both trash. Are both absolute trash. We don't have to sign Storm Phaneuf this year, but we're looking good. Shabros, what's going on, man? Markstrom, 5.5 million is not too bad. I might hold off on signing him, to be honest, to see if there's an offer sheet. So goalies for the moment, we're okay. Defensively, Brian Campbell's contract is up, but we might want to bring him back. Good Branson. His deal is about the same as what the qualifying offer would be. Peckham's deal is up. Petrovic is an RFA, an inexpensive one at that. Tanev's a UFA. Oh, hello, Henry Clark. 4-star green, 66 overall at 20 years old for the 3rd overall pick. We were right to take him. This is the next good Branson right here, which in this reality is a good thing. At the time, it wouldn't have been a good thing. Fair enough. That is essentially high top 4. Yeah. Man, we do have a lot to figure out here. Colin Miller, there's no point in qualifying him. His trade value is shit. We can go ahead and just get rid of Colin Miller. I don't know if we'll sign Tanev and Theodore. Cody Cece's deal is up. He's bad. He's bad. Just free up the roster spot. Also, Adam Woods, who we took 18th overall, is a 64 at 18 years old, 3.5 star. So that's not too bad. Let's see. Joel Edmondson is terrible. So we'll be letting go of him. There's really no trade value there. And then Stanford, I mean, there's a lot of guys who are just bad. Kirk Terry is 2.5 stars. So was Erzberg. Oof. Oof. On the wing, Barclay Goodrow, he's gone. There's just no point in holding on to him. Helm is 3.5 stars. Raquel and Virtanen. Curtis Gabriel can go. So we did end up with some decent wingers so far. On the left, oh boy. Oh boy. Kruger's at least 3.5 star. So is McMillan. And then a whole lot of garbage. No disrespect, Bo. But yeah, we're going to have to be pretty specific with who we elect to keep and who we don't. Klesla jumped to an 86. Holy God, what a rookie year for Klesla. Goodrow's an RFA. Oh my God. There's Quine. Salak has to be signed and then probably traded because his overall is too low. Yeah, I'm going to have to be pretty particular about this and who gets signed. We might have to buy out some contracts, but we definitely got some pieces from all of those picks. It maybe wasn't the biggest home run draft I've ever seen in my life, but if we play this wisely, we should be okay.